Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Stay. This is Coloring Bliss. I have little Miss Rose here with me who recently got groomed. She's looking so cute with her pumpkin neckerchief, and I have my fun Halloween fingernails on today. So we're going to do something spooky and creative and fun. We're going to use the Sharpie Creative Markers to color on black. I'm so excited, and I'm going to offer the page I work on today as a limited time free download. So there's links in the video description to the previous video where I looked at the Sharpie Creative Markers for the first time and swatched them. I've got them now in a little bag where I keep them all the time, and I've been wanting to color with them again on black because they work so good. They're nice, opaque, vivid colors, looked beautiful. So we're going to do some spooky coloring and talk about Sharpie Creative Markers. Now before we get started, I have some coloring pages that you might be interested in. We have a membership program that I haven't talked about in a long time over at coloringbliss.com, where we have hundreds. I think, have we reached 1,000 yet?
We're close.
We are so close to 1,000 coloring pages that are available to you as a member. Costs just $5 and you have access to the entire library, including all those coloring pages and a ton of resources, and we're always adding new coloring pages. So if Miss Rose will allow me, I'm going to show you these new ones that are going into the library for Halloween fun. Now look how adorable this one is with the skeletons. Look how cute, all the details. This one is drawn by one of our Coloring Bliss artists, and she also drew this one for us, an adorable little trick-or-treating trio here with fun pumpkins. You could do glowing in the eyes and a nice glowing moon. Some glowing, this one would be really good for practicing glowing.
Oh, and on black too would be good.
Oh yeah, with the nice bold lines. If you ever want to print a coloring page on black, what you want to look for, because it's going to be black toner on black paper, you need nice thick bold lines for that printing so that you can see them, because it's black against black. And I'll show you what that looks like here in just a second. And then here is the free one that we're doing for a limited time for everyone. So all you need to do is come over to Coloring Bliss and become a free member, and you can download this cute little witch with her bubbly brew. This is what we're going to color, and I have it pre-printed on black. And you can see here, don't lick it, you can see here that it is very visible. You can see the black lines, but if they were really thin lines, it would be really difficult. So this is a good one to practice if you want to try printing on black paper.
Well, and I have a few tricks for printing on black that I did in that video.
Okay.
So I'll put a link to that.
All right, so we've got a link to the first time we open the Sharpie Creative Markers. We'll have a link to Steve's video to help you with printing, and a link to this free coloring page. All right, I'm excited to make one more announcement before we get started, and that is this book right here. Now, I know a lot of you in our coloring community have been waiting for this book because a lot of you have your pets in this book. What we did is we collected pictures of your beloved pets from a Facebook post where you submitted them, and then we had an illustrator hand draw inspired coloring pages from those photos. And we're so excited. This book is so charming and so filled with love. In fact, some of the pages were sponsored by some of you because you really wanted your pet in this book, and so we have a bunch of sponsored pictures in the front. Look at that cover. Let me show you straight down. At the cover kind of shows you the idea, where we have the photo of the pet and then the illustrator's version of that photo. It's so charming. I can't get over how adorable the pages are in this book. Look at the frog. We've got all different kinds of animals because you guys submitted some pictures of all different kinds of animals, not just cats and dogs, but we also have fish, and we have, well, of course we have to have cats. A lot of us have dogs. There's little Rose and her picture in here, and we have some dogs. I think we've got a snake in here. We look at all the different, oh, look at the chameleon. I think that's a chameleon. Yeah. Did I get it right, Steve? But Steve's been working so hard on making sure that the photos and the illustrations turned out Look how cute. This book is just going to put a smile on your face. We even have the pictures that were sponsored are up front with a little tribute to each of the pets so that you can learn about Max as you color Max. Or Mishka, our kitty that we love and adore and passed away recently, so we wanted to tribute him in here as well. And you can have this book printed on any kind of paper. We've got mixed media, color pencil, marker, watercolor, black paper, tan paper. We've got all kinds of paper that you get to choose from. I had mine printed on mixed media so I can use anything I want as we color up this book together. And I'm going to tell you more about this book in an upcoming video, but I just wanted to let you know because I know a lot of you have been waiting for it. It's here, it's ready to be ordered. It's only $34.99. It's a huge book. Look how thick and amazing it is. So if you want a discount on that book, you can become a member over at Coloring Bliss and that will give you a discount, or you can get it as a digital version and start printing it at home. Lots of options. Follow the link in the video description and let's start coloring Bliss pets. Let's talk Sharpie Creative Markers. These are water-based acrylic markers that you don't have to shake like crazy to make the paint flow. And they come in a ton of different colors. I'll show you the two different styles. This is the brush tip right here. Very similar to the Karin acrylic markers. The way that the tip looks and the way that it's performing, it's very similar. Of course, we only get 12 colors here. I'll show you the swatches that I did. And then this is the bullet tip here, which is not a hard plastic bullet tip. It's a little bit foamy. And I've been seeing a lot of beautiful lettering being done with both nibs. So either set you get, I think you'll be happy with. Let me show you the swatches that I did. Okay, let me get my face off of there so you can see the swatches good. Ignore from here down. This is the stapler pens down here, but up here you can see the 12 brush tip colors and the 12 bullet tip on both black and white. You can see why I was excited about them being on black. They look gorgeous on either one, wow. Either white or black. And you can use these Sharpie markers on different surfaces as well, not just paper, because it's an acrylic paint. You can use it on rocks, you can use it on glass, canvas, wood, fabric, all kinds of different surfaces, and it should work beautifully. Pretty much anything that you would paint with an acrylic paint, you can use these markers, and it's a little more convenient because it's in marker form, and it's easier because when you hold it in your hand it feels like something that is familiar to you, where if you're not used to using a brush, this is just going to be a lot easier for you. So right now the Sharpie Creative Markers are on sale. The bullet tip set, which has 12 colors, that's these big ones here, are on sale for $15.86. That's Amazon US prices as of October 2024. And then the smaller ones right here, these are the brush tips. The 12 pack is on sale for $19.98 right now. So come on over, follow the link that we have here in our video. It's an Amazon affiliate link, so when you click that link it helps our channel out. It's just a little way to give us a little help, and it doesn't affect the cost to you at all. So you can click on it, go on over and go shopping for Sharpie markers. That was a tongue twister. Now I want to show you how they perform, and I'm kind of excited about this because we're going to use the two different markers side by side. I want to see how the bullet tip colors and I want to see how the brush tip colors. As of the last video, my favorite set was the brush tip, but I've been watching more videos from other YouTubers and they're all drooling over the bullet tip set as well. So I was like, I need to revisit these markers, color with them, and see if I'm still all brush tip girl or if I can advise you to buy both sets.
Well, especially at only, what, $15-16 a set. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a really good price for an acrylic pen, especially if you go out and you start comparing it to Posca and comparing it to the Karin markers. These are very budget-friendly acrylic pens. So I think I'm going to start with her skin. I want her to have a green face.
Oh yeah,
we got to do green. We're going to do some greens and purples. What I don't know what to do is with the bubbles. What color? Maybe gold? I don't know, because we're going to have some flames. No real color scheme here other than just fun Halloween colors. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to overthink this. So let's start with her green skin. As you're watching me color here, I wanted to give you a little information straight from Sharpie. This is what they say about the Sharpie Creative Markers. Like painting with a pen, create stunning artwork with Sharpie Creative Markers, designed with paint-like, vibrant ink that won't bleed through paper. These markers offer the control and precision of a marker with the bright, bold colors of paint, suitable for use on a variety of surfaces, including paper, metal, wood, ceramic, glass, rock, and canvas. They effortlessly glide across the page for a smooth, bold application. The color layers beautifully, allowing you to add dimension and depth to your creation. Easy to use, simply uncap to begin, no shaking required. I had a couple more things I wanted to mention to you as you're watching me color. The first is they do not have color names or numbers on these pens. So that's one thing I would say to Sharpie, please give us more colors and put the color names on the pens. That would really help us as colorists. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is that these pens need to be stored horizontally. So I keep them in this little zipper bag, and I just keep them on the side so that they stay horizontal and they're ready to color every time I reach for them. Okay, I'm starting to get the hang of the blending, and I think the trick is to lay down a base layer across the whole area that you want to blend first. So for the hair, I want a sort of a fire effect in her hair that will kind of go along with what we're going to do down here. So I did red as a base layer, came in with orange as a mid-tone, blended that out here in the middle of the pieces of hair. And now I'm playing around with the yellow to give some nice bright highlights at the tips of her hair. And I think it's starting to come together. Doing this kind of blending though is messy. Not exact because I'm using my fingers, so I gave up on the little black strokes. Let me show you. She has black strokes through her hair to give it sections, and I may come back with the black acrylic pen on top and add those little sections back in, or at least some of it back in. But I'm going to keep working here. So let me show you. I take the whole area is colored in red, as you can see. And then I come into the center with the orange and blend it up especially. And it soaks in pretty fast, so you have to move pretty fast. So that's where using a finger is working really well. Now we're going to bring in the yellow at the tips, blend that up. Add more in and just keep blending. I'm trying to avoid, I don't want to do mixed media here, so I don't want to bring in color pencil to do this kind of shading. I'm trying to see if I can create the shading that I want using just the tools that I've been given. So as you can see on the band of her hat, it's kind of streaky because it's soaking into the black paper with that first layer. But when you come back with the second layer, it's really vibrant and nice and opaque. See the difference between this section and this section? So those are a couple things I'm learning so far. I keep finding myself reaching for the brush tip pens. markers, I guess is what they're called. So I keep forcing myself back to the bullet nibs, back and forth, so I can really get a feel for which type I like. But so far, like I said, I keep reaching back for the brush tips there. I did it again. I didn't mean to reach for the brush tip, but I was just like, oh, brush tip, that'll be easy. Because it has a nice pointy tip and I can get right into the details really easily. So that's interesting to me. Now I did film in the past a trick, a hack for prepping your paper before working with acrylic type tools. So I'm going to put a link to that video as well in case you'd like to try pre-prepping your work. It might eliminate needing that base layer. But I'm not worrying about that today. I'm just having fun with what I've got. I love how her hair is looking, so let's kind of recreate that down here now on the flames at the pot. Not sure what color to color the pot yet, because the background is going to stay black. So I'm still thinking through things like that. Okay, I'm putting some finishing touches here on our magic potion that's brewing. I like how the gray turned out on my big kettle here. I think that looks really good. And then what I did for the potion is I colored it the darkest blue that I had first for that base layer. And then I'm coming back with the dark blue green and the light blue green that we were given as a highlight. So I'm laying in the mid-tone blue green first and then blending it out with my finger, and then a little bit of the bright blue green to give it a highlight. So I'm just going to work my way up and around here. I'm also adding some little bits of potion that got off onto our kettle. I think it's called a kettle. What else would it be called? A brewing pot? Yeah, something like that. And then I'm going to have to come back and add some black details to make it fit with the rest of the colors that I'm doing here. So I'm just going to keep working with the highlights here. I really like how this is turning out. I like how I used yellow here to highlight her shoulders. It looks really good. The flames are good. I still don't know what to do for the wood down here because we don't have a brown. So I'm trying to think of what colors I can try to do a mix with and try to get a brown. I don't want it to look red. Maybe orangey with some green mixed in. Do some color theory mixing to get it to work right. That's kind of where I'm leaning right now, and we'll see how I feel about it. And we've got some white highlights I want to add, so a few little details, but we're getting closer. I love how this is looking. Okay, now I want to add some highlights. I kind of like how the wood turned out. I ended up doing red with black on top, and I think it works. It's as good as it's going to get. I tried mixing some other colors and it just didn't work. So I'm thinking either yellow highlights or white highlights or gray highlights, or this blue-green, this bright blue-green. So I've got all these different choices. Let's try white first. And I think we would want a little white highlight here on our cauldron. It's not a kettle, it's a cauldron. Like that. Just a little kiss of highlight. And then a little highlight on her shoulders, kind of like a down light source. Maybe the moon has given her some white highlights. A little bit on her nose, like that. A little bit on her lips. And then I want to do a little white highlight on all these little potion bubbles. Really make them pop. Yeah, I think white is good. It'll give us the most contrast between the below color and the highlight. So I'm liking it. Okay, I'm going to run around and do a whole bunch of highlights now, and then I'll be back. Okay, now that all the highlights are out, I'm going to take my black pen and clean up a few of these illustration lines that I messed up as I was blending out the different colors of paint pen. Oh, this will just take a second. I've already done some like I did in her hair, and I fixed a few on her sleeves. Sometimes the details have to be painted over because they're so small, and it's easier just to paint them back in. So having a reference, like I have mine printed on white paper, this image, so I can look back and see what lines I deleted and come back with more. The other thing I did was I added some little dots with the paint. around to kind of give it an effervescent feel. I did that because there were some paint splotches that got out of my control and I didn't want them to be really noticeable, so I hid them by adding more dots. I really like how the flames turned out. Okay. Right here, that one needed it. There, that looks a little better. I'm not going to be super fussy with it. So I pretty much highlighted everything except for the logs because I didn't want the eyes to go straight to those logs. They're not my favorite part of the image, but wow. Am I loving this? Yes, I am loving this. I feel like I didn't get enough highlights on these little bubbles right here in the center, so I'm going to touch in a little bit of highlight. Just like that. Okay. Wow. So fun. Okay, I want to sign it and then we'll look at it really close. Okay, I brought Rose and Steve over to see the final version of our witch. And here it is.
Oh, wow.
Make sure I'm zoomed all the way back. I am. What do you think, Steve?
It's so pretty. Wow, those just really glow, don't they?
They look so fun. When you look up close, you start to see some blending issues, some places where the paint covered the line, and I could probably fix that a little bit better. But from a decent distance, it looks so good. I love how the potion turned out with all the blends and her hair and the flames. I like how I did those the same, so it's like her hair's on fire.
Yeah, that's so fun.
What do you think of my cauldron?
Yeah, I really like it.
Okay, I kind of struggled with that because usually it's a black cauldron, but a black background, it doesn't work together,
Right.
so it had to be a different color. So one of the things it says is that the paint doesn't soak through to the back, so I wanted to show you the back, how it's perfectly fine. So I could have printed 2 images on this black piece of paper and I would have been able to do both without any problem. So remember, if you want to come and download this image right here and color it yourself with your own supplies, then just follow the link in the video description and come and get it. Let me hold it up this direction so you can see how good it looks. It's so glowy.
Yeah,
I love that
fun.
I didn't use any metallics or glitter products. This is all the paint doing this glow effect, and I just,
Wow.
I love it. What do you think, Rose? Do you like it? You look so cute in your little neckerchief. It's so cute and festive. Yeah. Now don't forget, we also have an upcoming video about our Bliss Pets coloring book. I'm so excited to color in that book. And there are lots of links in the video description to help you get to previous videos, to get to Amazon to purchase your own sets of markers, and to come and download the coloring pages. Now, my final thoughts. Which set, if you only had money for one set of markers, would I say bullet tip or brush tip? Has it changed? No. My favorite were the brush tip. They could do big, broad stripes of color, but they could also do teeny tiny little details and flicks. They're just a little bit more versatile in my opinion. So I would recommend purchasing the brush tips of the Sharpie Creative Markers. What do you recommend, Rose? Oh, you're just so cute. I hope that you enjoyed this video and it got you in the mood for Halloween and got you some ideas of what you can color and create with the Sharpie Creative Markers. Check out my fingers. They're covered in acrylic paint. Hopefully it'll wash off really easy. So that was so much fun. All right, well, thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a wonderful, colorful, blissful day. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.